graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Previously on Welcome to Show.
The locales that they put you in.
It's getting late. It's getting late.
But it's like you start at the top of a hospital and you've got to work your way down to the ground floor. And God damn it, where's this hick fucking accent coming from?
Dude. Locale.
Town.
Hospital. Jesus is a zombie.
Yeah, he is.
He is. And he else to build my hot rod.
I'll give the honorable mention.
I love that song. Oh, I love that track. What, you mean like shit from Japan?
No, an actual sword, because if you buy a shitty shit, it's not going to work. You actually need a real sword.
Yeah.
It's if you buy the shit off the catalogs, and it might say a samurai sword, it looks like a samurai sword, but that shit ain't a samurai
It's
sword.
not meant to fucking
Exactly.
Let's talk about the best one.
Which one?
The shower head.
Oh God. So you can grab, you can go into the bathrooms. If there was a shower in there, you can grab a shower head and you walk around to a zombie. If you've got the shower head equipped, you attack the zombie with the shower head. You stick the shower head in their head and just blood just pours out.
Of the shower head.
Of the shower head.
Blood pours out of the shower head.
It's so awesome.
It's fantastic. Deviants. Welcome to show. I am the Clitoris, and I am here with
The Gooch.
And I am the Devo Slack.
and we are the Social Deviants, who are here today to talk about the saga of Neo. The Matrix.
Oh, right.
What were we going to say?
What?
No, nothing.
You might as well say it.
Now I was going to turn on the reactor. That's what you sounded like when you said it.
Sorry, when he's like, we're here to talk about, I was like, Fight Club?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
So, I mean, I guess if you're young enough, I maybe you don't know what the Matrix is. I guess I would think most people
When it come
know
out
what it
99,
is.
right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they know.
The
what
last
We
movie
were-
was like 2003,
We were seniors in high school when the first one came out.
other than the games, nothing has come out since then.
Was it 2003?
I think so because
How
they came
many-
out in the same year.
Hell, maybe some of these kids were like conceived in the night their parents went to go see the Matrix.
It's
Well, they're
possible.
like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you. Like,
It's quite possible.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah, well, I'm saying.
I mean, Gooch. I mean,
I'm the one Trinity.
Jesus. I thought this was going to be like a porn parody of the Matrix. But so I wanted to start off by let's rank the Matrix movies, and I'm going to include the Animatrix
Oh, you really?
in
Okay.
there. So I don't know what you guys think, but let's just start off with the top ones. Let's go from the top. Start it from the top and go down to the bottom. Which one is your favorite?
So
one?
we're doing the 3 movies and the Animatrix.
Yeah, of
Okay.
those, which one's your favorite one?
Okay. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, you start.
My absolute favorite movie is Reloaded. Matrix Reloaded.
I agree.
That's my number 1.
That's the second one, right?
Actually,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm going to put
Yeah.
Animatrix above Matrix Reloaded.
Okay.
I think I'm going to put Animatrix number 1. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same. I thought Animatrix was amazing.
I think like the backstory, I forgot what they called it. I forget what they call it, but it's like 2 parts
Yeah,
where they show like how the world got from here till there.
Right.
I think it's just fucking amazing.
yeah, I thought that was great.
And then number 2 for me is Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah, what I really liked about Matrix Reloaded is that it felt like it was more of, I mean, obviously it was somebody who knew he had greater control of his virtual world, so he was able to exploit that a little more. You know, Neo became more of the Superman in that movie, and there was just a lot of cool things that in the first Matrix they did a lot of cool things that we haven't seen before, and they expanded upon that in Reloaded. And then when Revolutions comes out, it was really just more of a cerebral extension of the rest of the films. Like, it wasn't about like, all right, let's do all this cool stuff.
My number 2 isn't the first one.
Yeah,
I
mine too.
always felt that it was a really good origin story.
Yeah.
You know, like the guy didn't really want to be, but he was like, well, he was kind of forced upon him, which is a trope of movies. But I like the way they
handled it.
They handled it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like the first one. The second one, it's for me, it's 1, 2, and 3.
But just
That's how it
the
goes.
introduction to the ideologies of what this whole Matrix world is about. You know, the fact that the machines rose up and the humans destroyed the Earth in order to destroy the machines, but it didn't work. It backfired, and now humans are being used as batteries. And then there's this virtual world that's created that essentially humans are slaves in.
Well, I mean, I like the fact that like even Morpheus says when they're like he's explaining what happened, they're like, oh, this version of the of the Matrix has only been running for 100 years. So as the
architect.
Scion,
That was the architect,
no,
yeah.
well, the Scion,
Because
The architect told him that.
yeah,
architect, but
because Morpheus doesn't know that there's been multiple Zions.
he doesn't
and
know that, but like
Matrixes.
he says that we've been around for about 100 years as Scion, like when he's explaining to it.
The current version
the
of
current
Zion,
version
yeah.
of Scion, right? And like he doesn't even know that's from that. Like it could be 800 years. Who knows how many it could actually be there?
Oh yeah, I see
Yeah.
what
So
you're
and
saying.
they I like they elaborated on that and that one. I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, these people don't know whether they're it's 200, 800, 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has?
Well, I think he says that like he gives like a date that he thinks it is, but it might be like 100 years later
Yeah.
than that. Something
Yeah.
like that.
You know, I always thought like too when I was young because I was fucking stupid. I didn't know about anything.
When you were young.
When I was young. Like, oh damn, these
Gooch,
robots
you're
are
still fucking
no,
stupid.
but the robots are using the humans as batteries. I'm like, and then now that I know more, I'm like, that's fucking stupid.
We'll get into
we'll
the
get into that.
plausibility
Okay,
of
that's
it.
fine. But like, I like one. I think one.
The
You're
funny
starting to sound like the Clintonists right now, Gooch.
What?
Fucking trying to deny the science fiction of it all.
No, but no, I the problem is I can't. Oh, you know what?
It doesn't make sense.
we'll
It
talk
can't be
about
real.
that.
It can't be real.
No, we'll talk
We'll talk about that.
because I do compare it to another civilization that was of human civilization that was destroyed by robots, and that's more believable than this one. And that one has time travel in it, and you all know what I'm talking about. And we'll go compare it when it.
Okay.
Back to the future, baby.
Okay, so well, I mean, I think he's talking about Terminator, but
It's called a joke.
this fucking.
I think that the I don't know if you guys felt this way too, but I remember when the original Matrix first came out, like it was back then. There was no YouTube, I don't believe. Or I don't think so. Back in '99, I don't think so. It was right, or if it wasn't as big
It
as it is now.
would have been like in its absolute infancy.
And so, like,
Yeah.
the only way you could really see trailers or know what was happening is you had to watch TV, right? I mean, maybe it was on the internet and stuff like that, but most people would just watch TV and they would see the commercials and then they would get pumped for a release and so forth. And I just remember when the Matrix movie first started, we started seeing what the ads were. I remember thinking, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, on the internet, they didn't release trailers on YouTube. They released them on Apple Trailers.
Yeah,
You remember that? Because everything was in QuickTime.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No, I remember like downloading off of like an AOL fucking what is it, the IRQ fucking
ICQ.
the ICQ. No,
Oh,
not ICQ. No, it was the
Instant Messenger.
The Instant Messenger, but it was like the ones where you like I can't fully remember, but they're like you find a bunch of files in there and you can download a bunch of files and that's how we used to
A
ICQ.
fucking
BBS?
what
A BBS?
on BBS. It was that's
Yeah.
what it was, yeah. And like the one that file was on, I was like, ooh, the Matrix trailer. So we downloaded.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And
That's how I saw it first.
And it was weird because I want to say that movie had come out like slightly before Phantom Menace, I think, that year. It was like in March, and Phantom Menace was like in May, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I remember people not knowing what the Matrix was or what it was going to be, just basically knowing it was a Keanu Reeves sci-fi movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the movie was released, I remember it had stuff in there that no one had ever seen before.
Yeah.
Bullet time, and
Right.
even like obviously like Gooch has said, like these ideas about like the themes that are in the movie have been like broached before, but I think that the Matrix sort of encapsulated it in a way that hadn't quite been like depicted in like a major motion picture to the extent that it had, like Gooch had mentioned.
Yeah.
And I think just because of that, it became at the time like this cult, like it wasn't even a classic, it was just a cult movie.
Yeah.
That like it was kind of like, but it was even more because like Fight Club was also a cult movie that also came out the same year, right? Or maybe a couple of years before.
No,
but
it
Fight
was
Club didn't
99.
really perform well in the theater, but like Matrix was a huge success
Yeah.
in the theater. And I just remember thinking that no one had anticipated this movie was going to be, and not to mention like the Wachowski brothers, brothers at the time.
Yeah.
No one knew who they were.
Right.
No,
I don't
this
even know if
was-
they
this
had
was-
ever made a movie
This
before.
was
Yeah,
like
they
their
did
first
it-
major film, right?
They had made one before with like Gina Gershon, I think. I forgot
Yeah.
what it's called, but the first major
Trapped
one.
Drive or something weird like that.
Something I forget what it was.
But I think one thing that really attracted me to the movie was the fact that they took these non like native martial arts actors and trained them so hard that when they did martial arts in the movie, it wasn't perfect, but you could it was much more believable.
I know kung fu.
But just like the stuff he's doing in the movie.
No,
you're like, oh wow, he's really good at martial arts.
Devo's right. I'm like, Bill is doing kung fu. Is it Bill or is it Ted?
He's Ted.
He's Ted. I'm like, dude, Ted's doing kung fu.
Ted Theodore Logan, by the way.
awesome,
Lawrence Fishburne, Carrie Ann Moss.
I ain't
It's
gonna
like,
lie, I've always been a Keanu fan too, so of course I was gonna go watch it. So.
And I think that the like Gooch said, the way that the movie sort of presents the information, like the story to you, the way it sort of reveals it, the first time you ever watch it, it's magnificent.
Yeah.
Like the way that they sort of like, and looking back when you watch it, you're like thinking like some of the way that they sort of like describe the Matrix to Neo, you're wondering like, is that really the way someone like them would describe it? But in terms of the way that they presented it in the movie was like perfect for an audience because it had this magic about it, this like
Right.
unknown quality about it. And then when it finally happened, it opened up into this world that really hadn't been explored outside of like anime maybe.
Right,
You
maybe.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I think that the reason why I like the second one better than the first one is because it really expounded upon that, and it like I had already seen what the Matrix was, and you get that like reveal of what it is, and then in the second movie it still blew my mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? It still
Yeah.
had the scene where he fought 100 Agent Smiths, and then
Yeah.
the scene where he went to the architect. Like at that moment I was like, this is insane. Like and then watching it again, I remember when I first watched it, I didn't even understand half of what he was saying. And watching it now, like I'm like, okay, I could get this, I could follow it, and it's still even hard to get
but
the
it
first
takes
time.
it takes
some
multiple
time.
Yeah.
viewings. Yeah. Even the stuff with the Merovingian.
Oh,
It's
the
like,
mirror of yeah, exactly.
It's like all that stuff that's going on. It's like, first glance, like first watch, you're like, what's happening? And then the more you watch and the more you start to take it into context with everything that happens, even in the third one, you're like, okay, now I get it. It's like you almost have to watch these movies all at once in order to truly understand start to finish the story. It's not like, in the Star Wars, you can watch A New Hope and it's like that's kind of a self-contained story.
Right.
Things continue on into the next ones and all that. But with The Matrix, I feel like to truly understand what's happening in the first, second, and third, you've got to watch them all in order.
And obviously for the Merovingian, when he made that girl's pussy blow up, that was fucking
With that
fantastic.
chocolate cake. So my number 3 would be The Animatrix.
Okay. Below Matrix Reloaded and The Matrix.
Yeah, I mean, Reloaded. That is one movie of all the movies I watch or I can watch over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And The Matrix, same thing. And that's the first one. A lot of the aspects of the story, the science fiction, the jacking into the Matrix, the stuff with the Joey Pants, the double cross. It's just it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And then the Animatrix, the reason why it's so low for me is there are good stories there, but there are also some stories that's like, I really didn't really get into, like it didn't really capture me as much. And I think it's just the fact that there are multiple little stories that kind of interweave into different aspects of the Matrix. So like you've got the Flight of the Osiris, and that's kind of its one part that leads into Matrix Reloaded, but then you've got the story, the animated story with they're all animated, with the kid that Neo saves, who's like jumping off a ledge at his school
Kid
or something
story,
like that.
yeah.
Who is the kid from? He's not in Reloaded. I think he's only in Revolutions.
I think he's in the end of Reloaded, maybe.
Oh, you mean that kid that goes up to him and like?
No,
he's in
you saved
Reloaded.
me.
He's in briefly Reloaded.
He's
when
in
they
Reloaded?
first get back to Zion,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
he's like there.
He's like,
Okay.
oh, the
He's just
secret
barely
eggs.
in it. He's more in Revolutions.
But
This
it's
is
like
like-
it's to me, it's just like, okay, here are some, like, I felt like the Animatrix was, and we'll talk about this in other aspects of the Matrix, and how this is a very dense story that has so many layers that the Wachowskis use so many different mediums to tell this story, Animatrix being one of them. But I feel like if the Animatrix was maybe more fleshed out and those were all kind of separate stories and not put together in one collection, then to me it would intertwine a little bit easier into the whole mythos and everything about the Matrix. But instead you've got multiple stories from multiple parts of the entire mythos that you kind of have to piece together. And I don't think, for me personally, from what I remember, because it also, disclaimer, it's been a while since I've seen the Animatrix, how they actually flow, because you've got one story that starts here at this part of the whole Matrix thing and then goes into the next story, which happens either later or earlier, or even the stuff with the kid I think happens during the point. Isn't he one of the first contacts after Neo becomes the one? And then so like that happens after the first Matrix for a character that we don't see until, well, technically the second one, but I say the third one. So again, the Animatrix.
Yeah, it's interesting because I actually just rewatched the whole thing, like Animatrix and all the 3 movies, and I watched them in the chronology. Like I looked up some chronology of like when all the Animatrixes are supposed to have been taking place. Some of them were before Matrix, some were in between Matrix 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And like there's actually one that takes place after, which is the one where they're like, the guy who did the Akira artwork, and then he had the one where they went to like that building that had like all these weird, which they kind of actually ripped off in like Thor, I believe. That one takes place like significantly after the Revolutions, apparently.
Okay.
Just because I guess they said like the technology that the agents have in there is like technology that wasn't seen in any of the movies, so they theorized that it takes place afterwards, like when they've sort of like made some further revisions. But actually, the interesting thing is that, I think the reason why I actually do like the Animatrix the most is because it gives you these little stories and it whets my appetite. I want more. Like I'd love for them to go back to those individual stories and see more of them. Some of them obviously ended, like the characters died and so forth. But like some of them, it just give you a little bit of a taste. You know what I mean? And it's like I wish they would have like made the Animatrix 2 and stuff like that. So, but I understand what you're saying. But I think it's great, and I think we all can agree Matrix Revolution is strangely the weakest
worst.
one.
Yeah.
And I guess that shouldn't be strange because most people would think that of the original trilogy, Return of the Jedi was the weakest. So I guess I guess trilogies are a weird thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they always manifest themselves in all different ways and shapes and forms, and I feel like this one,
X-Men: The Last Stand.
Oh, it's so bad.
And with Return of the Jedi and even Revolutions, I feel like these movies, there has to be a finality to it. You have to wrap up storylines. And so, with the first Matrix and A New Hope, they pushed the boundaries of movie making, their technological, fantastic technological films, and then once you use those to build the vehicle, then you get to explore more of the world, which is why Revolution or Reloaded and The Empire Strikes Back are a little bit better than the originals, because now you've got stuff that's already established. Now you get to play in that world.
Right.
But then when the third movie comes around, it's like, oh shit, now we got to wrap up the story, so now we can't play in the world. Now we have to come to the end, and it's how we're going to get everything that we've blossomed out to just bring it all back into the end of this story. And
because the universe doesn't end. It's like the universe still exists,
right?
There's
But
just that
the character that's been followed in these 3 movies, his story ends.
Exactly.
Right? And this is what you sort of kind of have to do in a way.
Yeah.
I don't even think Star Wars kind of quite did it as like definitively as Matrix did.
Right.
Because in Matrix, like Neo, he probably could come back. I guess there was like some insinuation, but he actually like died.
Yeah.
And like Luke Skywalker was like, obviously we saw
he
him
continued on.
still
It was
alive,
it was
right?
it was love conquers all in Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit, what was I going to say? The Wachowskis, they're very cerebral. Like even in the first Matrix, there's a lot of aspects of that film that's not just science fiction or to be visually appealing. It's to make you think about this different world, this dystopia, and all these things that they continue in
They had
Reloaded.
a religious aspect to it.
Yeah.
Very Buddhist and all these other things.
And they kind of press upon it, and they expand upon it in Reloaded. And then I feel like when it comes to Revolutions, it's like, well, we've already done the awesome technical stuff, bullet time, all the crazy CG. We've done a lot of the crazy action in Reloaded. Now let's make a cerebral movie to where all of a sudden now it's like I'm just thinking 24/7 at Revolutions. That's just how I personally view it. And that's not why I think Revolutions is the weakest one, but to me it's like we just got to wrap everything up, and then the way that it ended, like it's one of those things that you have to watch over and over and over, and I feel you have to watch it in context with everything to truly get an understanding. And even now, which I'm assuming we're going to be touching upon next, is this theory that when I watch that ending and then think about this theory, like that is what made it, the ending of the Revolutions, make more sense to me.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you brought the theory, so
I didn't bring up the theory. You did.
You wrote it down.
No, you had written it down.
I didn't know. I did not. I only heard about this theory because you.
No, I don't know anything about it. Honestly, I really don't. You put that in there.
I did not put that in there.
You
Then
did.
Lucha must have did. 'Cause
What are you talking about? I haven't read anything.
It's been in there for like months.
Yeah, but I have never seen that theory before until today when I watched a video.
Maybe I did write it in there a long time ago.
Maybe you did because I don't know
was
anything
it?
about it. I didn't even watch it.
What was it?
The theory that Neo isn't the one, that Agent Smith is the one.
You did that, Gooch? I mean, this is terrible podcasting, but I literally didn't put that. I put it in the.
No, I did put that in there.
I put it in the rundown, but I didn't actually put that in the thing.
Yeah, I did put that in there.
Okay, good.
Okay, then.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen that. I haven't talked about it for a while. I mean, I can't remember what it was talking about.
Oh God.
Dude, it was a long time ago.
See, I
put it in there.
thought Clint did it, so I'm like, all right, he's gonna be all prepared. And he's gonna, so,
I thought that was all you, man. So I guess okay.
All right, so since
well, fuck it then.
No. So since silly boy over here doesn't remember. So basically, what it is it's a theory that Neo isn't actually the one.
Right.
Agent Smith is the one. Now, this video, it's about a 2-minute video, and it touches on certain points in the entire trilogy that, when you take it in context with the movie, it explains Neo. But then when you start thinking about it with other aspects of the movie, you can actually apply that to Smith. I don't actually have some of the bullet points that the theory says right in front of me.
Well, let's watch it in between this part and the next part, and we'll discuss it in the next part. What do you guys think?
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. So let's just. I don't know. Maybe we'll cut this shit out. Maybe people will hear it. I don't fucking know. Obviously, people that are listening live, if there's anyone, they'll hear it. But so be it. Let's finish this episode off with a little discussion on what we had already teased is the plausibility of the technology. What happens in the movie, like how plausible is it that it could actually happen, and if it is, are we on a path to get there? Gooch, take the stage.
So the possibility of AI and all that stuff, I believe it. I mean, we're going that way, right? Of AI possibly taking over, our lives. I mean, it's already slightly happening now. So, I mean, I don't know, 20 or 30 years from now. That's not the problem. I have no problem with. I mean, making machines that are articulated just like us might be a bit more difficult, mind you, just because the way humans move and the way we are might be more difficult. My problem was the power source they're using. I mean, it says they scorched the sky because everything was solar, right? So, I mean, they scorched the sky, killed everything, and ultimately, the machines found their other source was humans and uses batteries and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. I mean, that lets you know, it's like, okay, so, I mean, true, we create heat, but it's not. I mean, even if you have fields upon fields of us, the amount of electricity and heat we create isn't enough. I mean, and the funny thing about it is that if they,
but
if they take heat from us and then store it somewhere, that means those things are running on fucking batteries. That means they're no better than a Tesla. That somehow they just have to go back and fucking charge up, and they're not a fucking regular source. So my point is that okay? So they scorch the sky and there's no more sun. But what about all the fucking nuclear material? One little piece of fucking plutonium, uranium-236, can power fucking millions upon millions of fucking households. And that's what I brought up with the other robot futuristic bullshit is the fucking Terminators, dude. The Terminators have a nuclear fucking core. Every single one of them. 2 of them, actually. According to part 3, he has 2. One that's his main one, and he has a second one for backup. So they can run for what he said, 150 years.
Yeah.
In part 2, he said about 150 years was his run time. So, which one's more believable at this point? And they're time traveling in Terminator 2. So imagine that. So they're even more. That's more plausible. That's more plausible than what the robots are fucking running off of humans. That for me, that's more plausible than what's going on. Time traveling robots with nuclear cores.
I have a really tough time, honestly. Jesus, these fucking cats. So the thing that got me was rewatching the movies. I was thinking to myself, there's this idea that human beings saw this threat, and because they saw this threat, they decided that they were going to fuck up the sky.
Yeah.
that's like the nail in the coffin for the species.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
It's fucking stupid. Why would you ever do that shit?
'cause we
Like,
need-
I'm sorry. Like, we should put our fucking resources towards going to just some other planet. Be like, you fucking robots can have this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not fucking getting rid of like fucking up the atmosphere. It's like, there's no food now. There's no fucking food, right? Because all of it's based off the sun. There's no trees are gonna fucking die, right? What happens to water and shit like that? Like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense.
makes no fucking sense.
And then the other thing too is that you could destroy the sky. Like, there's not energy to be had in the core of the earth.
Yeah.
And these fucking machines can get there.
Which is what they do. They all became subterranean creatures and they
but
live
like,
in fucking caves underneath the fucking ground.
But Clint's
But they're
saying,
still using human
But yeah,
power.
exactly. But Clint's saying is, well, if the humans can get to the core of
No, what I'm saying is that the humans are self-sufficient. They blew up the sky and it destroyed, being able to live on the surface, so they went underground.
I know.
And like they're generating power somehow, and they're using machines.
Well, they showed
to
all
get
those
more power.
machines.
Yeah,
But I mean,
But they didn't say how they got their food.
But Scion is there because of the
artificial, I guess.
because machines
Probably.
are there. The machines,
That's true.
The machines put those humans there, not humans.
Actually, that is true. If you
Yeah.
watch
Did
the
they?
story, yeah,
You watch it.
they created Zion as part of the idea of the one. What
Yeah,
the one, like the one's purpose
Yeah.
is to save Zion, right?
Yeah.
And the idea is that the architect has to construct it so that when the one appears, because the one is like this anomaly that is
Yeah.
like unavoidable, and when the one appears, the purpose of the one is to save Zion. But
Yeah.
the goal of the architect is to not let that happen.
okay.
So that when the one gets to the point where he would save Zion, he fails, and then they restart the Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the this whole attack on Zion is just part of the whole program. It's supposed to happen. It's always supposed to happen. It's happened hundreds, maybe thousands of times before. They don't elaborate. So the humans living there have nothing to do with humans. The scrappiness of the human society. No, it's the machines put them there.
And here's the other thing too. No, I don't know. They didn't describe the mechanism, but what could possibly be put in the sky that would stay in there for that long? The Earth, the natural purpose of the Earth is that it's like Chernobyl, right?
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
if humans just don't fuck with it over a period of time, it'll restore
It'll
itself.
clear itself.
It doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
right? But
without something,
so to speak,
without
whatever.
something pumping like
Continuously.
continuously into it. I mean, I would assume that the robots would stop it eventually.
And here's the other thing too. Eventually, don't you think they would have gotten strong enough where they don't even need the human? They could just build something that goes up above the clouds and just get the fucking solar enemy there.
I was about to say that. Obviously, that ship flies over the clouds. It
Yeah.
doesn't seem like they were flying for that long. Obviously, they're creating things that are hovering this huge. Why couldn't they just create a bunch of skyscrapers?
They made
even
it
just
seem
hovercrafts.
they made it seem like as that ship was going through the cloud, like it was some crazy electromagnetic field. So whatever they put up there, it must be like
The machines would get short circuited before they ever got there.
Okay.
yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
then
All right.
and then maybe like the reason why it's still there is because it's just self regenerating. This electromagnetic field, it just keeps feeding off each other and it just keeps staying there. So like, you create that to block out the sun. I mean, you're creating fucking robots with an AI intelligence. You've got to be able to create something that can stay up in the sky and block something out.
Okay.
Now, on a global scale, it's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Seriously.
But,
So I mean, yeah.
Okay,
So-
now here's my other thing that I always get upset about. Okay, and Debo, we saw Assassin's Creed in the theater, the movie.
no. I've only watched like the first half of it.
Okay, so I went. Oh, okay, I went to go see it with Nias. Okay, so
You're the white friend.
this is no, he's not white.
He's more white than I
He's
am.
a brown man.
He's other white.
But okay, so in this movie, the mechanism behind them going into the Matrix, right? They jack in and they get to this this alternate reality, like a
Right.
virtual reality, alternate whatever the fuck it
It's
is
an
they call it,
alternate
right?
reality, yeah.
Okay, but somehow they do shit in an alternate reality, and if they get hurt, all of a sudden it's like they're getting punched in real life. And like blood is coming out of their mouths, or they could die if they get pulled out early or some bullshit like that. Like that one could make sense, right?
Yeah,
But
their
they're like, if you
consciousness
die
is
in the
those.
Matrix, you die in real life.
'Cause
Without
the body
brain-
cannot live
body-
without the brain.
Okay, now let me get this straight. And this is the same shit that happens in Assassin's Creed. Like in the Assassin's Creed game, you sit in the little pod, whatever, and then
Animagus or
you go, the Animus, and you go into the
Animus.
past, and if you die, you just respawn.
Okay.
You just respawn.
Yeah.
Nothing happens,
All
right?
Sure. Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
the guy gets beat
Video
up-
game, you get 14.99 lives. It's
Yeah,
fine.
whether
Continues.
you
Passcodes,
whether you
cheat
get
codes.
hurt, whether you fall off a cliff, whether you get whatever, you get shot, get hit with a bow and arrow. The fool that's in there, he's just fine.
Right.
Nothing happens to him no matter what he does. It's virtual reality, right?
Yeah.
Now, why is it that when they make a movie, they have to create these stakes that, like, if they do something in a virtual reality world, then all of a sudden in real life it matters. So what they did in Assassin's Creed was this fool they have like some fucking rock climbing thing in a room, and this fool's physically climbing on the rocks with like some shit connected to him, and if he falls, well, then he's gonna get a broken leg. It's like, who the fuck would make a program like that when you go into some virtual reality? Like, let me ask you this. If you're going to play Call of Duty and the result is if you get shot, you actually die in real life, are you playing Call of Duty?
Fuck no, I wouldn't.
Thank you. What human being does this stupid shit? So, like, why when we make movies do we have to make it so that the stakes are if you fuck up in the virtual reality world, then you die in real life? That is the dumbest thing ever. Now, I understand if, like, there could be some mechanism where if you're in the virtual reality world and you pull the thing out, because like their mind is on, maybe you turn them into a vegetable. I don't think they should die, but you turn to a vegetable or something like that, right?
Yeah.
That thing sounds still not plausible, but
Which
still
I
not the
think
most plausible
happens in
thing.
the Matrix.
No, they die.
No, they go.
They
actually
literally just
die?
die.
Yeah, because
Okay.
remember in the first one when he pulls out the white
Joey
chick?
Pants does it.
Yeah, Joey Pants.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And they're like,
She's
say
just
goodbye
done.
if you have anything to say
That's right.
to the white chick and the guy from South Pacific.
APOC and Snatch. I think her name was Switch.
Switch. There you go. Snatch this fucking guy. I don't want to see her snatch for the
So
record.
anyways, yeah, so he pulls the plug out and she's like, I don't want to die like this. And she's
Not like this.
She just
Not
turns
like
into
this.
she's
She's just a
Jello.
wet noodle.
Yeah, she turns into Jello.
But I'm just like that. Why do they have to do this in movies? Is it because all the shit that happens in virtual reality then the audience doesn't think matters?
I think because telling a story in a video game, you need that replayability factor.
Yeah.
In a movie, if you know that your hero, like nothing bad's going to happen to him, then like why can't he achieve his goal? If Neo goes in there and you know, oh, he gets murdered by 1,000 Smiths, but he can just reboot and go back in and kill another 10, and reboot, go back in, kill another 10, reboot, go back in, kill another 10. It's like, what's the point? Like, you know at the end, like, he's going to save the day no matter what. Like, it's just a matter of time at that point. But if there's a finality to it, like, if he fucks up in the Matrix and he's done in real life, then it's like, well, now the one's gone. Like, what's going to happen? Like, there's like you said, there's stakes to it. Like, there's no real story. There's no real heaviness. There's no real finality to it if there's no stakes. Like, if there's no way to die, like, if there's no danger, then what's the point?
You know, and that's the reason why I kind of felt Reloaded was like the end of Reloaded was kind of weak. Is when is like, although Neo could die, it looks like he could probably save most of anyone that's in there. To be honest, because he pulled what the bullet out of what's her face's chest.
Yeah.
And literally saved.
He's
her.
God.
He literally he has the hand of God. So I mean, it was my love for her. Okay, oh bullshit. Okay, whatever. But why couldn't he do that for everyone else that got shot? This is like, there, you're fine. You know. So what Diva was saying is true. I personally think is that it's to give the elements of danger and some sort of finality to
A
the
gravitas
character.
to the movie.
Exactly. Yeah. If there's no, then why would watch it? You know, even with Superman's a man of fucking steel. He can't fucking die. What?
We gotta have kryptonite.
You got some kryptonite. Someone has some kryptonite somewhere. Oh, you got fucking Lois Lane picked a nice green dildo. Oh no, it's made out of kryptonite. You know, it's kind of
Take it out of my ass, Lois. Take it out of my ass.
I'll put it in deeper. You know. It's gotta be something to give the audience to something to care about the character about him. Like, he might be the super guy.
Yeah.
But isn't it still ridiculous that this guy gets punched and like because his brain said blood should come out of his mouth? That you gotta be cut, motherfucker.
I agree. I totally agree about that part. Like, I mean, blood coming out of the nose, I can see because of the strains in your head. But like. They'll start getting bruises like on their face. I'm like, I mean, like on their chin. I'm like, what the fuck? Would you bite your?
I don't remember seeing any bruises or anything like that.
No, I think blood did come out of his mouth, but maybe it did come from his nose. Maybe that was what.
No, but there was. I mean, the blood was coming out of the nose.
But
no,
but they were like moving and shit, like they're getting punched and shit.
Yeah,
I was like, the fuck?
Because the brain makes it happen, and
that's
like
true. The electronic.
There's so much with like even like in real life, there are like neurological issues where like the brain will tell your body to do something, and your fucking body just does it. You know, if you're in the Matrix and you're getting hit, and your brain says, "Oh, you're getting hit," your body's going to react.
Yeah, like
because your brain's sending that electrical impulse to that point. And now it's not going to I don't think it's going to cause your muscles to break your arm or something like that. But maybe you never know.
No, it's like when you're dreaming and I know I've had it. I've had a dream where because I've actually twisted my ankle and in the dream. I'm actually twisting my ankle and I feel the pain and I wake up and I go, oh, and I get scared, right? Or I woken up where I was in a fight and I punched in the dream and my arm goes flailing and it hits the wall. I'm like, fuck, you wake up and your hands.
This happened to me this last weekend. I was sleeping on the floor with my kid and I had a dream where I spun around real quick so I could start running. I spin around and I literally I'm laying on the floor, but I do this, the doggy fucking running while I'm sleeping thing. I fucking headbutted the wall.
Yeah, see, I mean, so that's that.
You guys
whole
need
thing.
some sleep doctors, okay? You guys,
but that's
really. Anyone out there that's listening to sleep doctor, can you please help my friends? They have problems.
Clinton has a perfect mind.
They're running into
He has
walls.
perfect control over it. He's gonna be jacked in the Matrix. He's gonna get punched 1,000 times.
No, he is the one.
He
my problem
will
is I don't remember
he'll
my
never
dreams. That's the
bleed.
problem.
He'll never get hurt. He's impervious to all pain.
but that's the whole thing.
I don't have lucid dreams like that or anything.
Well, that's the thing. So your brain does control the movement of your arms and the electrical impulses down there. That I believe they can be moving and stuff. The whole thing about them taking actual damage, other than maybe a nose, I don't. Or maybe their hands will get fucking because they'll be so intense and their nails.
I don't see how they could bruise.
Yeah, or
there's no way if say Neo got punched in the nose and in the Matrix his nose is broken, he's not gonna get out of the Matrix and all of a sudden he's got a fucking broken nose.
Yeah.
He shouldn't at least.
Yeah.
But because your mind can't make your nose physically broken.
Yeah.
You know. But you could have the effects maybe his mind saying you've got a broken nose, so maybe he's thinking he can't breathe normally, or maybe his body's you've got a broken nose and it just sends blood out. The brain does weird ass shit to your body. Shit that the three of us definitely do not fucking know anything about. But the Wachowskis probably had either themselves or somebody did some research.
It's this idea that if you die in the Matrix, you die right. It must be that your mind thinks that you died. Yeah. Right?
Well,
and if this idea that Neo brought himself back at the end of the part 1, he just told himself I know I'm not dead. You know what I mean? I'm still hooked into the Matrix. I know I'm not dead.
It was the power of love that brought him
back. Get the fuck out of here.
It was.
It was
not.
It
was the power of
Neo
love.
was
because
dead.
He heard Trinity talking to him in real life.
Trinity said the Oracle said that I would fall in love, and the man that I would fall in love with
was the one.
who specifically
It
said
was the
man.
power of love.
It was not about a man or a woman. So
just Padme died from a broken fucking heart.
that the man that I loved would be the one. So you see, you can't be dead because I love you, and then that it's.
God.
But it wasn't that point. It was when she physically kissed him. The electricity from her lips.
It's electricity now. Oh, it's electricity.
What do you think is powering the fucking machines that are killing them? The electricity in the human body that they're all plugged into.
So you transfer when you kiss a chick, you transfer electricity to her body.
I will rub my body all over this carpet,
and that's how
get
you
some
make her
static
pussy wet.
electricity, and I will kiss you on the lips, Clint, and I will shock you.
I'll tell you this though, the Mayor Vinci didn't need no goddamn electricity.
I'll
to
make
that pussy
your
pop.
beard curl up just like your mustache.
He didn't need electricity to make that pussy pop.
He just needed a chocolate cake.
Shit was the power of love that brought her back.
Oh God,
it's fucking terrible.
Hey, love conquers all.
Okay, so given love conquers all, do you think that we are on a path of love towards a future like the Matrix?
I will say this: I would love the ability to be able to put a giant spike in the back of my head and then fucking download kung fu.
Yeah, but I don't know about being so involved like it was.
By the way, that spike was long enough to come out their fucking mouths. It was really long.
Well, what if it's like malleable? It actually goes into
like a dildo.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, it's like a rubber dildo that goes into the spine.
Or maybe it would actually retract a little bit and say it would that was a protective covering, and when you put it in, it would come out and the RoboCop spike,
like a foreskin.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not foreskin, but.
I prefer.
Right.
I don't
Bye,
know
Instagram.
I don't know if you guys know, but the Shadowrun. I think the Shadowrun universe did a better job, where it's the same thing where you can jack into the network and either hack
Existential.
Existence. Yeah, it's so. I agree though. I'd love it to be just plug in and fuck. I want to know Kung Fu. Just put it on. I know kung fu.
I know.
So like, so imagine like with Neo, he obviously had maybe not an infinite amount of space, but he was able to be like, I need to learn how to learn, all these fighting styles. And even like with Trinity, he's like, do you know how to fly a helicopter? She's like, not yet. Teach me how to do this. And she's like, okay, now I can fly. Yeah. Oh, teach me how to drive a Ducati. Like now she's able to ride a motorcycle. It's like maybe the humans don't like. Assuming you didn't have the infinite space, say you can only learn one skill at a time, or maybe you only had room for one skill, you can only learn one skill.
Like in Johnny Mnemonic, you only have a certain amount of
there you go.
Memory that you have to remove to be able to put in
if you could only learn one skill from this Matrix thing, what's one skill that you would learn?
Oh man,
I know it's a loaded question, and it wasn't on the list, so it's a little unfair.
No, but this is a good one. This is like a quick fire question.
Like for me, I would want gosh, what's one thing that I've always
I'd be like
wanted
a
to
master of physics, like whatchamacallit, like fucking
Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Not Bill Nye, but I can't the beer's against me.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
The beer.
No. He talks like a robot. What's his name?
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
Hawking.
Yeah. I'd go that way.
But if you said that, then you'd be a cripple right afterwards, Phil.
Well, no,
not necessarily.
No, that would be the problem, Phil. It's like a genie, Phil.
I suppose. It's like it's evil.
Yeah.
You get one good thing with that.
Yeah, you can be smart as Stephen Hawking, but you have polio. I think I'd probably do something like be the best golfer in the world or something.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to get hurt. You can play it forever, and you make millions of dollars. And bitches will love you. Mostly white bitches. But
fucking bitches.
Yeah.
I'd probably want to learn be like a martial arts master.
Yeah.
Be like an MMA type fighter guy or kung fu? Because it's not proven that kung fu works in martial arts, by the way.
I mean, I'm not going to be in the UFC, so it doesn't matter.
You'd be like, some guy like in some Buddhist.
But I'm saying like
something like that.
You'd still get beat up by a UFC guy, so you probably want to be an MMA master.
No, you'd be like Pai Mei, fool, from Kill Bill. The guy that he jumps onto the sword.
Ha!
Yeah,
the giant goatee.
You want gravity defying shit.
Well, that's
like fucking
running
Crouching
through
Tiger,
trees and
Hidden
shit.
Dragon. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Roll my
that type of shit. That type of
fucking
shit.
call me Chow Yun, fat bitch.
You get kicked in the nuts and you fucking do a little twist and the bitch goes flying. That's the Kung Fu Master I would be too. If it's gonna be, that'd be awesome.
The other funny thing is that Neo, the reason why they chose him is because he's supposed to be this badass hacker, coder, whatever the fuck.
And
right?
when does he use it?
He never uses it, and it's funny when they actually show him the Matrix. He looks at it like it's fucking another language.
Yeah,
like he should be able to look at that and see things.
Like
right?
that would be more interesting.
Because the other guys can.
Yeah,
they were better hackers than he was. For fuck's sake.
Well, because they've been around that for forever. And
yeah, but he's Neo. He should be able to get it.
You would think so,
right? That's the whole point of Neo, right?
Yeah.
But
because he was a normal person up until that point. It's like
no, he wasn't. He was one of the best hackers in the world.
Yeah, but hacking.
Well, maybe not in the world, but at least
no, he was.
But the whole
was he? They said he's one of the best hackers in the world.
He's one of the most notorious.
The thing is though is that the Matrix, they call it the Matrix language, is a bunch of fucking gibberish. No one's supposed to know what that is unless you know what.
No, but there's scenes where they're looking at it and they can see what's happening.
Yeah, but after they've already looked at it for hundreds of hours.
But he's the one, for fuck's sake.
Well, what Clint's saying is that he because he's such a great hacker.
No, but that's I'm not saying that. I'm not saying is that in the Matrix itself, it really doesn't come up. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like when he's looking at his screen, when he's normal Neo, his screen looks like a fucking Linux screen.
Right, no, I get that, but
that's what hacking. That's what he would be using. It's
yeah,
but you're not. The whole thing about looking at a fucking if you look at a movie and you're hacking, it's like a bunch of letters. That shit doesn't happen.
No, I know, but I get what Clint's saying. I think what would be a little more interesting for Neo is that when he comes out of the Matrix into the real world, and he's looking at the screen, and they're like, "Oh, it looks like like garbage," right? He's like, "No, that's if he would actually look at it, he's like that."
Oh,
looks
automatically?
Like if he's like, no, that looks like a woman in a red dress, and all of a sudden they're like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's how bad. But they were questioning. He even what's his face? Morpheus knew it was the one, but Like, I mean, he had to learn all his kung fu stuff and all this other stuff, and even
but he's not going to come out.
It has nothing to do with hacking, though.
Well, I
Yeah,
understand.
and that's the thing is like what Clint's saying is that his hacking ability did not translate into the real world at all.
Okay.
And like the person that he was in the Matrix had no bearing in the real world
Yeah, that's
whatsoever.
true. That's
You know,
true.
with Trinity and even with like Morpheus, like they were hackers as well, but they were using like
They did stuff in the Matrix. Remember, she was even like doing
She-
shit in the Matrix to like get a hold of Neo.
Morpheus is
and
Morpheus
hacking
is the,
to get there.
Morpheus is the one that was communicating with him on the phone and on the
But they were using what's his face to get to him. They would call up.
No, there's a scene where actually like in the very beginning when you first see Trinity, she's on a computer
Yeah, but like
and she does hack and get on his computer.
they're having cyber sex on AOL.
almost
So you're
sure-
saying that, like,
I'm almost
Link did
sure
it and shit.
she tells what's her face to connect her computer to his computer.
So she's a fake.
well, she's not a fake, but
infamous hacker.
But if you can easily just call someone up, and it's like, yeah, can you just connect me to this guy? Well, why wouldn't you? You know, that's the thing.
It's called an operator.
The operator, yeah. You call up the operator and like, can you connect me to the Neo? Like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll connect and do it quickly because they probably can do it safer than actually are having to hack them. You know, and that's my getting. It's like, and the other thing is that the other supposedly ones, like the kids that were there, they were never hackers. They were just kids.
They're like Buddhist monks and shit.
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
some were Buddhist monks, some of them were just like some kids that were playing with a bunch of blocks.
Right. But the point is that
But
Neo,
remember they said that Neo
Mr. Anderson was a hacker.
Because he was too old.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Just like
his-
fucking
his-
Luke Skywalker,
his
too
hacking-
old to complete your training.
His hacking may not have to do anything with being the one. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, true Trinity was a hacker, and that might be his a coincidence, but his hacking may not have to do anything with it. You know,
Yeah.
Possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
okay,
fine.
remember in the anime thing where they showed like how the world got from where it is till now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go all the way back to the beginning of that, they show like the moment that sort of created the rift between humans and the machines, right?
Right.
Was this like maid machine type creature, this like butler machine or something,
Okay.
who like murdered his owner and like they shot it on video or something like that, right?
Right.
And then it became this idea like, do you just destroy it, right? Do you take away the whole line, or do you consider it like a being that had its own free will, and then do you prosecute it in and of itself, or do you like blame it on all the machines? Is it right to kill that machine? And there's like I remember there's even a scene in there where like there's riots and stuff, and there was a machine that looked just like a woman, but then they were like beating it up and raping it. Almost, you know what I mean? Or kind of like that, right? Not like sexually, I don't think, but they were like hitting it and shit.
Right.
And like it's really disturbing, you know what I mean? To like think about that. But obviously the machine that had like killed that guy looked like an actual machine. But in that world, apparently there were ones that had like human
Looked more
cover,
human.
looked more human and so forth. How far away do you think we are from? Because I don't doubt that someone is going to try to do that. Obviously, there's like sex bots and shit like that that are going to come about. But like a butler or a fucking whatever, right? And at what point do these machines become sentient enough to feel like the work that they're being asked to do is remedial? You know what I mean? Because
I
that's
mean,
usually what happens, right?
Like you're looking, I think you're
That's
looking at
100 years in
another
the future?
No, I think you're looking at least another 30, 40, 50 years to where
Yeah.
you can actually get a full how do I put it? Not like an automaton, but like an actual like full size robot that looks sort of humanish to be able to walk normally like a human and engage like a human. Because you see some of the stuff now where they've got like the robot busts where it's just like, you know, like the neck up.
It's pretty
And
disturbing, actually.
And it's got like like synthetic skin and
they have
hair
eyes
and
that
eyes and
move,
stuff.
yeah.
And like it looks at you and it can respond to you and it'll learn your name. And like they're working on it, obviously, and they've got parts to work together, but like the motor skills of getting a robot to act more human, they definitely have not mastered yet, and it's going to take more time.
This will take way
And
more time.
you know, I'm not up on my robotics, and I don't know how
Or the AI.
I don't know how far they've come in the last couple of years from, you know, like a first prototype to where they're at now. Like the fucking Honda robot, where they call it like Robbie or something like
Yeah.
that. Like that thing can like it's on a one-way track. It can move forward, it can move backwards, its hands go up and down. But like for fuck's sakes, we got robots at Valley Fair.
I know.
You
I know.
And like it's at that point to where like that is the stepping stone.
Yeah.
You know? It's just like I was telling my mom, like, we got robots at Valley Fair. She's like, what? I was like, yeah. There's multiple types of robots at the mall. Like there's one that will like walk around or roll around and it will like you can ask it questions and it'll tell you where stuff is in the mall. There's a fucking security robot that looks like a fucking Dalek, you know? It's like exterminate. No, it's not gonna kill you, but But like it literally looks like a Dalek. It's a giant red thing that rolls around, and like if it witnesses any sort of like physical attacks or any like robberies, it'll set an alarm.
Oh, that's cool.
It's crazy.
It's an alarm bot.
Alarm bot.
Fucking nuts.
But like,
That's awesome.
like we're already patrolling malls with robots. We're already like,
Almost there.
fucking. We have robots in our hands every single day. Whenever you ask Siri a fucking question, that's a robot. We have robots in our pockets.
That's AI. AI.
It will be a robot. Like
Yeah.
just because she's not moving, like it's there.
Yeah, I mean,
And that
AI and robots go hand in hand. Robots innately aren't dangerous, right? Because we can control a robot by a predator drone's a robot. We control it, right?
Yep.
The difference is if that predator droid can control itself.
Yeah.
We just let it fly, and it's like it
has its own logic.
It decides what it wants to do. We give it suggestions, but the AI will decide what it does, how it does it, when and where, and how again, obviously. But that's the dangerous part. So robots and AI come together, and that's when it becomes dangerous. Even the AI by itself, that what Google set two of their AI bots together to talk to each other.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. So they started with English, and they're like, well, English is stupid, and then they make their own language.
Yeah.
I saw that.
And then they eventually, like either I think Google stopped it or they crashed.
I think they stopped it.
Well, it was when the
'Cause they couldn't
eyes turned
understand it
red.
anymore.
Yeah, the eyes turned red.
And eyes turned red, and like their eyebrows started turning into frowns, and
Yeah.
they were looking at all the humans, and it's like, kill it.
That's scary. Paul.
Yeah. So
That's really scary.
I mean,
Here's the other thing too is,
but it was a bunch of gibberish. So it had nothing to do
but
with
the other thing
anything.
too is that they make this idea that like the machines make the machines,
Right.
and you have an AI that could theoretically be beyond our intelligence.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not, right? But essentially, it's making machines that are better than it, and those machines make machines that are better than it, and eventually it becomes smarter than us.
Right.
And when the machine becomes smarter than us, we're at its mercy, right? And so I don't know how you police that, but I think that that's one of the keys. Like, I'm not saying that like the machine even ever needs to be like sentient in and of itself, but
Right.
once a machine has enough AI to be able to program another AI, then it can tell it to have its own agenda. And when it has an agenda that is not aligned with what humans think,
Right.
it becomes really dangerous, especially when these like machines, these robots are actually like have the ability to inflict more damage to us, to anything,
Right.
because inherently of what they are. You know what I mean? And the fact that they don't feel pain that the way we do, there's not de-incentivized from engaging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. I think it's kind of scary. I think it's always been scary. I think it's. I don't know what. I wonder the people that are making these robots that are in Valley Fair or Honda, what do they think about this? Because if you watch Terminator, there's this huge thing about blaming Miles Bennett Dyson, the guy that created it, right? But like his defense was, I didn't know they were going to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I have a company. I'm doing what the company's supposed to do. Is at what point do we see all these pieces of media and realize that like there should be a line drawn in the sand that you just it's just, do we want to go past that? Like, I don't know. There's always this thing about like, okay, maybe we should go past that because maybe humans aren't it.
Right.
Maybe like the machines are it, and like if we don't do that, then like life on Earth is being stymied because we're just staying in what we do. Right. Then we sound like, Christians trying to say don't walk down the fucking street because it's tradition or some bullshit. Like, just stupid examples like that, right? Like you do the same things that people did 2,000 years ago, right? So why should we do that? Should we make the machines, and even if that may lead to our demise? I don't know.
I honestly don't care because I'm gonna be long dead before all this happens.
Well,
so.
30 years we won't be dead.
There's no way. I mean,
Well, he will.
We may have an AI that's somewhat viable by then, like something that's but the state of where we actually have like robots.
Yeah, but they didn't have that in Terminator. They had never gotten to robots yet.
Right, you're right.
And it still fucked us up. Because we gave it control of the
Terminator 3 is not canon.
weapons.
Right? Terminator 3.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, right?
Yeah, but we gave it control of the weapons. That's the problem.
Well, Terminator 3, they had already started developing with the T-01.
Yeah,
was the thing on treads with the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, but we could probably put something together like that now, just to.
Well, not you and I.
AI.
No, yeah.
Human beings, you know what I mean? Yeah. Either way, well, I guess that probably wraps up episode 1 of the Matrix, of our own Matrix trilogy.
Yeah.
Revisiting the Matrix franchise.
Yep.
So we will see you next week.
So be sure to follow us on the social media
Yes,
bullshit.
please.
We are on the Instagrams, the Twitters, and the Facebooks at SOC Deviants. Hit us up on our website, socialdeviants.co. That's where all of our past stuff, including our Beer Girl Gaming stuff. Subscribe to us on iTunes. You can just search us for the Social Deviants. If that doesn't pop up, then search Welcome to Show. If you are a loser Android user, you can search us up on Stitcher.
Fuck you.
And we're also on Spotify. So if you prefer your podcasts on Spotify, hit us up there. But follow us because
Patreon?
we are on a Patreon. That's where all of our welcome to commentaries are. We have 2 up there right now. We have Dawn of the Dead
Really
2004. We have The Predators 2010. Coming up next is going to be The Matrix. And then we have another slot. So we're planning to do at least 2 to 3 of those commentaries a month. We appreciate your support. Social Deviants and Welcome to Show is brought to you by you. I don't want to have any sponsors on the show personally. I want this to be crowdfunded by all of our fans, all of our listeners. So if you like us,
I can't hear
if
you,
love
Devo.
us-
You have the fans' dicks in your mouth.
I
Well,
do.
that's fine. They
I
just
have their dicks in my mouth. I have my nose in their asses. They're all taking shits and jizzing all over me. It doesn't matter. But they're the people that are gonna keep us going. So whatever they want me to do to them, I want to do to them.
Fuck y'all.
All right. Thank you.